Hello, this is JilliBling. How are you today? I have a project I'd love to share with you. What do you think? Isn't that cool? Isn't that pretty? See the sparkle on it? A little bit on the inside. So this project, I started making the flowers and I couldn't stop making them. I'll show you how to make them in just a minute. But I ended up with all these different colored flowers, and I was thinking I'd put them all onto one card. It was so busy that it turned into lots of cards. Remember these things? I had a few of them left over, so I thought I'd put those on. Same with the little ladybug. But this one came out really pretty too. And a hint of misty moonlight. See the sparkle on there? And another little flower. So this is where it all started. Let me see, what's her name? Her name is Lisa McDonough. She made this card. She didn't have the bee on it or the sparkle on it, but it was similar to this with this little frame. So this is where it all started, and then it turned into all of these. And I think she used a different folder than that, and I'm not sure what she did on the inside, but I love how this one came out. Notice the little dots, and then that's just a swoosh of, I think that was soft succulent. And then this one, I love this one. This one started out with all of these flowers to go onto one card. Way too much. Little sparkle, Stella. Okay, so looking at these, can you see all of them? Yeah. So this one has a circle, circle. This one has the inside of the circle, and that one has the inside. So how about if we do one with the outside? And maybe this layout with the tie on it, but different colors. So we will use mostly Quiet Meadow, even though we're using it more for, it's a bundle, more for the dies. Quite a few of the words and the background pieces are in here. Peaceful Moments, that has some great words in it, so have that. And then this one I pulled out just because this hello, how cute would that be on this little tag? So, hello, and maybe happy birthday, and what a beautiful difference one single life makes. So that will be the words for the inside of this project. Then for dies, they're called Meadow, which has all these different flowers. And then this is old stitch shapes. You could use circles or ovals or squares, whatever shape you have. And I purposely wanted them a bit close together so I would have this little oval frame. Here, you could see it a little bit better on this one. And oval, layering ovals. So whatever you have is good. Stays on black because we'll be watercoloring. Crumb cake and smoky slate, and these are used more for the inside. Like this one is crumb cake for the little dots in the script or the writing. That one has just dots on it. This one has dots and the typewriter type. And this one has none, just a swoosh. Maybe let's do this with the sparkle. Okay, so something like this. So much going on. Okay. So, when using re-inkers and aqua painters, I like to use a sheet of acetate to put the re-inker drips on. For doing the watercoloring, I use a silicone sheet. 2 embossing folders. When you look at these, this has the Parisian flourish. And this embossing folder is called Pretty Flowers. Let's do the flourish today. So that could go up there. So here's flourish, Parisian flourish. So this piece can go into here and be textured. And this is for cutting out, well, let's use rhinestones too. Aqua painter, Stella, So when you're doing this project, if you can, run through both of the ovals. So what that means is when you run both of them through, this is how you get this thin little oval right here. Let me find something dark to put under it so you could see it well. See that oval right there? You run it through like that. But if you're saying, well, I just want this oval, the person next to you might want just the outside rim. So if you can, each time you use this paper and these dies, run both of them through, because your neighbor will appreciate them later. Okay, so I'm going to run this through. It's right here. And this time, what should we do? How about, I don't know yet, garbage. So there's the two pieces. We'll use one or the other. And then here are all the dies for all these different flowers, field flowers, and the frame for the words, and a couple butterflies right here. And then this one is this cute little tag. Okay, and those are cut out of watercolor paper. So in the catalog you get 10 sheets. I forgot how much it is. And the sheets are, I think it's 5 by 7. And it's always a little bit more warmer, yellower than the Whisper White paper. If you put it next to vanilla paper, it seems like it's whiter than Whisper. It's somewhere in the middle of them. But because we're going to color it, it doesn't matter if it has a bit of tint to it. Okay, so cut out flowers. Do that in a minute. So let's get started on this, the card base. And Parisian flourish. Here's my dimensionals. It's going to go on here on dimensionals. Just 4 of them in the corners. I probably should be doing the watercoloring first so it has a second to dry. It doesn't take long. Okay, and then one or the other of these, not both, is going to go on here. See them? This is inside, inside. So for the flowers, let's do the flowers. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so here's my piece of acetate. I know you can't see it very good. So I picked out colors, looking at the colors that I've done in the past. I want to have this one more of a pastel color. So I picked out Blushing Bride, Evening Evergreen, Highland Heather, Petal Pink, and Polish Pink. And you're saying Polish Pink is pretty bright, but I'm going to kind of water it down. So when you're doing watercoloring and you're using just a drip of inker, if you can, put these in alphabetical order. And I know some of you are like, why bother? I'll show you why. Because when you put your little drip on here, they all look the same. So I'm also going to keep the bottles right up here in the same order, which is a good visual reference. But if you're at a class and you have all of your little bottles up here, your neighbor might want to use this Evening Evergreen. So your bottle will be gone, no longer a reference. So then you'd want to write it on your scratch paper what colors you have. Because when you look at these right now, could you tell which is which? There's no way. Okay. Done with those. I'm going to push this up here. Can you still see that? My little dots? Cool. Okay, so these are the ones I want to color. And I really don't have too much of a plan other than because the inside of the paper is Evening Evergreen. It's either Evening Evergreen or Granny Apple Green. This time I'm going with Evening Evergreen, I think. Some of these should be kind of like a dark hue and other ones be more watered down. So I'll start with the green. Guess I should have more of a plan, but that's okay. First of all, your aqua painter, make sure water comes out. Also, make sure there's no color on it, because I'm going to dip it into the green. If I had orange on here right now, it would not be good. I'd have a muddy green. And then if you can, on your silicone sheet, just choose one area. This is going to be my kind of green area, because at first I was working on the center, but then when I went to work on the next color, there were little drips of the re-inker in the green, and they ended up on my flower. So, hindsight is good. Start in one corner. This is going to be my green corner. And this one is Evening Evergreen. So when you're picking up the color, at first, there's a lot on here. It would come out on the paper that dark, which is almost black. So, if you can, kind of lighten up the color less and less. The water is flowing through here and it's kind of watering down this. So now I will put on this Evening Evergreen. Probably should know what these things are. I think I did this one before. Maybe not. Oh, I did it on the inside. Like, I don't know what this thing is. That a leaf? That's a flower leaf. Phew, good thing I checked. And watercolor paper is nice because you could go over it a few times and it doesn't ball up the paper, pell up the paper. So I'm just putting on the areas I think are a leaf or greenery. And as you go, guaranteed, the color will get lighter and lighter. And another thing, I finished a few of the flowers and then I noticed, why has it got little white flecks on the side? So I go, oh, I guess I didn't color it. In the end, I ended up taking these to the side and kind of painting the side because the paper is so thick, just to make sure you get full coverage. And yeah, I did have ink all over me. Okay, so that's probably already on the way to being dry. I'll leave it just there. That's kind of like a medium color of Evening Evergreen. Not super dark. Definitely not to the point of being soft succulent. And I'm going over this again just because I could see little white bits like right here. Okay, so that one is done. I'll just set it right over here. This one, I think I want it really dark. So I'm going to go directly into the ink and directly onto here. So at first it looks black. I know it's going to get lighter. But that's fun too. When you're doing the watercoloring, if you can, have all different tones of the color, even down to the white. Just because if you're taking the time to watercolor, you're doing it all by hand, should be some difference. You should be able to prove that, yes, I made that. And it doesn't, like I know it's getting lighter down here, I'll apply some darker down here in just a minute. So maybe some dark right through here. And because the watercolor paper is wet, the blender pen or the aqua painter, it kind of, the color bleeds into different areas, which is fun. Okay, so there's a lot of variation in the color there, which I like. Okay, so that one is done. Get my fingers dirty already. So if I were to hold this up, can you tell that I thought I covered all of that, but it doesn't all get colored? Maybe you like it. You could leave it if you like. Okay, so that one's done. Considerably darker than the other one. This one I will do probably dark. I don't know what these flowers are. I don't know how they really look. I'm just kind of pretending like I know. That could be a leaf. So can you see how this you could just keep coloring and coloring. It's so fun. I guess it's because when I do it, no matter what I do, it's like I'm always successful. I feel like an artist. I always like to pretend like it, but nah. Whew, that's dark. See, I don't know what these things are. These pieces are. Okay, I'm going to squeeze the side of this to get more water out, just so it will flow a little bit better. But I'm going to make it really dark down here. Did you hear Bo running across the house? Yesterday, he got a bath. He went to the groomers, and his toes are so quiet. It's really nice. I wonder if I cut off a little bit right there. It looks very straight. That's okay. Okay, so this one needs a lot of help with the side coloring. And when you start working on this project, or when you're doing yours at home, you'll know what I mean. You'll be like, I see. Why does the ink not go there? I don't know. I think I put it there, but it doesn't fill it in. Okay, so there's two. That's really dark. I'm going to make this up here a little bit darker. Oop, I need to work over here. In this green zone. Because you could see the ink on my silicone pad, there definitely is some ink there. And if I would lay down a different clean image, you know it's going to pick up some of that ink. Not good. Okay, okay, a little bit more right here. Okay, good. So now this one is going to be the lighter tone, because this is these same flowers, but just a little bit watery. So to make it watery, those are good. I'm going to give this a squeeze. All of a sudden the water will start coming down here. Not like as in a drip, but see how watery that is? That's because I just gave it a squeeze. If you squeeze it too much, you'll get a puddle. Done that before. So that's almost like soft succulent color, watered down evening evergreen. Okay, so I'm going to let these sit here and dry a bit. And I'm going to turn this, because I'm going to start working on my flower colors. And empty this out. I'm going to give it a little bit of a squeeze. And keep on running it until it's clear. And then a little bit more of a squeeze so that there's water in here for next time. Good. Okay. So this whole area is where I did the green. That's kind of dirty. I'm going to avoid that area. This one I think is done. So you know how I was talking about coloring on the sides? When I hold this up against something dark, let me see if you could see. See how it looks like I missed all the sides? I could go back and color all those, but I think I'm okay with it. I'm trying to be artsy-fartsy. Trying. Okay, so now for coloring the leaves. I have this field flower, and then I have two of this one. And I think I have 3 different color pastels. Oops, I have 4. Petal, Polish, Bride, and Heather. And I want them to be really watery. How about this one can be, because this is different than these, this one could be the purple. So Highland Heather, when you start out, it is going to be purple. I want it to be softer. So I'm going to pull a little bit of the color out, get some of the liquid from the brush going in, and that will soften it up to make it more of a pastel. Just like that. And what's nice about watercolor paper is you could go back over after it dried and you could put shadows on if you want. I might try to do that. I did that on one of the projects and it came out really nice. Okay, so my purple is going to be getting lighter and lighter, which is fine. I'm trying to avoid touching the green, the evening evergreen, because I might reactivate that color and drag green into my purple, and I don't want to do that. So I'm getting close. Okay, so now that it's all colored like purple, I'm going to go back into here, and that's more full strength. I'm just going to do a few shadows while the watercolor paper is still wet, because then it will kind of seep over and blend a little bit. And I'm fine if you could see that's light purple and dark purple. That's okay. But I'm just trying to put part of it, maybe where the shadows are, a little bit darker. Okay, cool. Isn't that pretty? It'll look really pretty on the white. Make sure I don't have color on me. Isn't that pretty? You see the different colors of purple? And yeah, they're not blended, but I'm being artsy. Yeah. Okay, so that one is done. So now these are going to be, ooh, I have 3 different colors of pink. Okay, this is when I should be doing live, so you all can tell me how I should do these. How about I'll do polish pink, softened up. Whew, that's pretty. Okay, maybe I'll just use the 2 because that's really pretty. But I like pink. Oh, I'm doing this in the purple spot. Okay, I'm going to move it. I don't know if I got any purple residue, so it's okay. Okay, pink spot. Certainly have some pink residue. Okay, and I could go on to this one, but I'm going to try to make it a little bit of a different color. Okay, so there's that color, and if I had just these 2 pink colors going on, I would wait a minute, come back with the polished pink and go full strength to do some shadows. But I think I'm going to try a different one. So for right now, how about petal pink, softened. Oh, that looks more orange. Well, that's okay. Isn't this fun? I just kept doing more flowers and flowers, and then thinking, oh, what about a different color green? Or, oh, what about heavier color green? One of them I did 2 different greens on it. I did apple and evergreen. And in my head, I'm thinking, those colors don't go together. I should find it. But it came out so pretty. Right here. You see the apple? Then you see the evergreen over there with the shadows? Yeah. And now you could see that's where I learned. See the purple in there? That's where I learned that you need a different spot on your silicone mat for each of the colors. Not good. Not bad, but not good. Okay, so polish pink, petal pink, kind of dried. So now, blushing bride, and, well, maybe that could be the shadows. I probably should have tested this so I know what I'm doing before I did the video, but that's okay. Ooh, look at how that bud came out. That came out like right along the side. Look at that. That's pretty. Okay, 2 different colors worked out fine. So for this one, I think I'm going to do polish pink, but more full strength. I'm going to do that side thing. Whoo-wee, look at that. That's so pretty. I hope you could see it there. I'll hold it up in a minute. I'm going to squeeze it just because I see my brush strokes here. So just a little bit of a squeeze, which will put water down into the chamber, and now it's flowing to the bristles. And that will soften it up so you don't see the brush strokes. There it goes. Oh, I should think about what I want on the inside, because I want one of these flowers on the inside. And I think I'm going to put a rhinestone in the middle of these flowers, so it's okay if it's a little bit naked. Oh, I had to do one more for the inside. Well, okay, I like how those are looking. Let me show you my little buds. Can you see how pretty that turned out? Yeah. Okay, so here are these. This is getting kind of crazy. So for the inside, this is the purple one. Okay. Watercolor paper is thick. I think it's like 140 pounds. Okay, so I need to get back to the green zone. See, this is a recap of things we did. I know on the brush I have the pink, and I know we won't be using that no more. Okay, so this one is the dark evergreen. I'm putting just a little bit of water so it'll flow better, rather than just being a blob of heavy color. Okay, so evergreen. I'll put this one nearby, because I don't know what my pattern is here. It's softening up, huh? Oop, that's a leaf right there. Tony's talking outside on the phone. I tell him he has to be quiet. I didn't mean that quiet. Not go out of the house quiet. So I'm trying to get enough water on this so it'll kind of puddle around the side so I don't have to take time to paint the side. But I want it to be dark. Strong pigment. So if ever you need a little bit more color, I know I have some right there, but say you needed some more color, this probably isn't a good one to show you. You could come in here and pick it right up off of here, rather than putting another drip. Or just in general, if you just need like, oh, I forgot that one little spot, just take it right from the re-inker. Okay, that's good. And these are going to be the purple Highland Heather flowers. Okay, I'm going to get the green out of here and take this, it's still wet at the bottom, take this over to purple zone, which I think is here. Okay, purple, and I started out light, so I'm going to do that again. Make sure there's no color in there. A little bit of water wash. Take the purple, kind of pull out the color, stretch it out so it's pastel. Fill it in, and then I'll go back with more full strength purple for some shadows. Okay, so now shadow purple. Ooh, that one came out good. This one has a hint of pink in it. And of course I'm trying to use every little last bit that I squeezed out from that drip. Why? I don't know. Okay. Flowers. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I think we are done watercoloring. Let me check over here. So all those are, oh, one of them's inside. One's inside, one's outside. Oh, over here I have a tag for words. I need to get to a clean spot on here. Okay, and a butterfly. What color butterfly should be? I think I need a brighter color. I have all of those. Oh, and then a purple one too. The tag, maybe I'll make it this petal pink. The first one, I just left it plain, but I think I want to try making it real pastel and give it a squeeze, not too much. Wait for the water to kind of drip down to the fibers. Just like a blush of color. Okay, I'll let that one dry. That's good. And the butterfly, what color? How about, I really don't want to do orange. These are more cool colors. Maybe a purple? Are butterflies purple? I know, Lori, you're telling me. Okay, this is coral, but I'm going to do it real soft. I don't need very much of it. That's a tiny drip. So I'm going to watercolor or wash with water my butterfly, go into the coral, soften it up. Just a little bit of color. Because I did the water wash on the paper, that's why it just kind of flows. It's real soft. I might try to put a little bit of definition in there. This is done after it dries. Or maybe I'll wait here. Here's, I don't know, I'm kind of gambling here. That's the petal pink. Ooh, that turned out pretty. Well, you might think I know what I'm doing. Look at that. I love this paper. Isn't that pretty? So I'll take pictures and I'll put them on my blog. But after we're done, I'll hold it up. Look at that. Oh, I'm loving this. Huh? Okay, done with watercoloring. Okay, so that's cleared out. I'm dirty. Love it. So I'm going to set this over here, all that stuff just to dry a bit. This thing here, if I were to put my white card base on it, anything on it, it's going to pick up all these little drips of ink. This needs to go somewhere way over here. And then this thing too, if you're in class, say, Jill, you need to clean this. All that is going to go way off to the side. Okay, so, yeah, your paper kind of gets messed up. I like how that turned out. We'll use rhinestones. So, shall we use the frame or the circle? I think maybe the circle. And then this will go into a baggie because my neighbor might want to use it. But that's why I have you cut out the two pieces at one time. So whichever one you decide, your neighbor would probably love to have that. Okay, so this is going to go on here, and I'll put it on dimensionals. But you know, I'm not sure where I want it. Probably up here. Well, I did that one this way. So this is going up and down. This is a frame up and down. Same place, right in the middle. This one, so I put the frame way up here. Maybe I'll try that again. So right up here with dimensionals. Right there. Voila. Okay, so now for this one, let me see, is it dry? Okay, I'm going to tuck it in. You know what? Maybe not yet. I was going to tuck it in here, but I don't want to get ink on the inside. So these are all for the front. Oh, that's kind of pretty. On my little tag, let me see. It's almost dry. I could put the heat tool to it to dry it, but I don't want to warp it. So this, oh, I want to do the words hello, hello. So I'm going to use Stays On. Stays On is great when you're using aqua painters and anything water-based. Memento is good for blends, alcohol-based. When you're doing Stays On in polymer, it's a little bit challenging. It's like they're not friends. So if you stamp it, ink it a few times, and then test it, it's okay. If you go quickly from stamp pad to your image, I hope this is going to fit. It'll be a squeeze. Usually you're okay. It's like the polymer wants to drink up Stays On. Maybe they're more than friends. Maybe they're really good friends. Well, that's a little bit big, but it's really cute. Okay, so that is for the the tag. I'm going to let these dry just a little bit more, and let's work on the inside. So the inside white, this is going to go here. Look how nice that looks. So how about behind this, I want to do a swoosh of color. How about with the petal pink? I think the polished pink might be too strong, but the petal pink seems to be the theme I'm going with here. So I'm going to do that's all wet over there, a swoosh of color with petal pink. So I need my little thing back. I need this thing back. Good thing I did them alphabetically. Now you know why I'm like that. So petal pink is this one right here. So to do the swoosh of color, if I were to pick up the ink right here and go for it, it would be really strong right where I touch down. So I'm going to start out by doing a wash, and I'm squeezing it. Pick up some color, make it pastel-like, and you could do a few passes, but probably not more than 2 or 3, because it will start balling up your paper. And I just want it really soft anyhow. And I think I'm out of color. So if you ever need a little bit more color, pick it up from the lid. While it's still wet, I could keep on applying more. Okay, that's good. Okay, I got my swoosh of color. Okay, so clear this out. Put the lid on it. This is going to go away. So with all that said, maybe you should keep that little mess in front of you until you're done. So whenever you put water on paper, it will curl. But that's okay. I know how to straighten it out. Wink Stella. If you haven't used Wink Stella, coolest thing. It's like glitter, super fine, in an aqua painter. So right here it says push, and right at first to get it started you need to push to get a little bit of Stella down in the chamber. So it should be okay, or you could give it a little bit of push. Don't push it too much. One time I did that and I had a whole puddle of it, and I tried to use it, it was a mess, and I wasted probably half of my container. But if it isn't coming out, you can give it a little push, be patient, and it will it will find its way out. And it's very slight hint of sparkle. Okay, maybe I need a little bit more. This is a brand new Stella, so it's just getting warmed up. I could see the sparkle on there already. I don't know what all these things are. Maybe last time I was balling up the paper. But if you see it coming through here, I'm just doing a little push. I just don't want what happened to me to happen to you. Okay. Is it coming out? It's brand new. There it is. Okay. Good. So this is going to go on here. So for words, I'm letting these pieces dry a little bit. What a beautiful difference a single life makes. I like that. That could go right here. Stays on black. Once again, I'm doing polymer and stays on. So let me test it first. Good. So a little bit quick. Perfect, other than being crooked. So I might have to trim it. Okay, I got that one equally crooked, so I'm going to trim it. So you can see how crooked it is. Not good. That happens more often than it should. Okay. Better. So if ever you see my paper with more of a border than I planned, it's because I was straightening it out. Okay, so that is going to be the extent of the inside. Kind of tell down here I didn't get the sides very good. That's okay though. Okay, so I can attach that. You know what, this is still wet. I'm going to wait just a little bit. So this is inside. So now, time for all of this. All this beautifulness. So just take them on here, lay them out. These are going to be like my two anchors. This one is taller. So because I have that over there, I'll put this here, maybe down a little bit. I like the pink flower. Okay, the purple one too. I don't want these tops to be the same. Okay, right about there. Then this one could fill in the bottom part. Okay, I like it just like that. So now what? Now I need to pick it up and somehow attach it all together. Flip it over. So wherever I see lots of coverage is where a dimensional will go. And hopefully it'll stick together. I should pull out some mini. Ooh, yep, I need mini dimensionals. Mini. So if I let go, my hope, intent, is it'll all stay together. But once I put it onto my card front, if it doesn't, I'll fix it. So right now, I'm purposely getting this long, tall purple one attached to this petal pink one. And how about on these flowers? Okay, so I got some wishful thinking going. I'm hoping when I flip it over, put it on here, it's going to stay as one piece. So far, so good. So, look at that. That is like a bouquet. That is so pretty. Look at the colors, too. Very nice. Okay, so now some of these things need a little bit. I'm fine with some of them sticking up, but like this one, dimensional will fit right there just fine. I kind of like some of them sticking up. It's a bit 3D. Okay, so that's how that's going to be. Oh, the butterfly. I love how this butterfly turned out. Let me show you. Isn't that cute? Who knew? If I knew I could do that, I'd be doing butterflies all day. So because there's pink here, I think this one wants to go right up here. Probably wants a big one. Right there. And here's my little hello, which will go there. But I need a bow. I need a white bow. I think I want a white bow. So I'm going to do a double, triple, how about 3? Because it's a real small fiber. Triple bow. And if anyone watching doesn't know how to do a triple bow, one of my very first videos is a double bow makes everything better. That's what the video title is called. And I do, I think, like 6 different fibers in making double bows. And I go really slow and show you over and over. The video isn't that long, but hopefully I've heard, watch the video and you could do it. And across the top, if you're at YouTube, there's a home button, and then next to that is a videos, and that has the video library. And I've been doing YouTube since COVID started, so since March, so you don't have to go back too far. Look how cute. And a glue dot. So, Stampin' Up, the glue dots always used to be on the roll, and now they're starting to be on the paper. After decades of playing with Stampin' Up, change is hard. Okay, so I just rolled that one in half, and let me put this on here. I'm not going to really tie it. I'm just going to string the string through. Then I'll use a dimensional to hold that in place. So right now it's just kind of strung on there. But I'll take a mini dimensional, put it right here, and then tuck it right up kind of underneath the bow, and it looks like I tied it onto there. Okay, I like how that hello turned out. Even though part of it's cut off, I still like that. Okay, and I'll trim up these little ends. And Stella. Stella, how about the butterfly? See, it's working just fine. And maybe the tag. And then I'll put on rhinestones onto the flowers. So here's rhinestones. I'll put in the center of the flowers. Not the buds, just the flowers. Should I do it on the purple ones? Maybe just on these other pink ones. If you bling everything, your eye won't know, it won't know where to look. It's like, what am I looking at? There's a whole bunch of rhinestones everywhere. Okay. So there's the front. And I think the insides are ready to attach. flowers flying everywhere. Okay, Evening Evergreen inside. And here is the, I could put Stella on these. I'll do that afterwards. So I use liquid glue, just because if I use my tape runner, I don't think I'd get, it's like the tape webs in between small pieces. Somebody commented, "You're using liquid glue more than you did before." It's true. It's because Ruby and Shelley always use liquid glue, because Carolyn gave me a bottle of it and now I love it. Well, is that going to be too big? No, it's perfect. Okay, so a little bit of the glue seeped out, so I'll have to let that dry. So that's the inside. The what color is that? Petal pink? The petal pink hue is perfect for there. And here is the outside. It's very pretty. Yep, those are fine like that. So thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and I'll put all the products used on my blog, which is JilliBling.com. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.